Okay, what you're looking at is AI-generated video content from Google Veo 3.
Yeah, as the popularity of this tool and other surges across social media, newsrooms, and advertising, Canada is stepping up its lead in ethical standards. But can Canada balance the benefits of AI with the control before the risks outweigh the rewards here? So to unpack this new era of AI is media and tech consultant Mohit Rajans. Good morning, Mohit. Good to talk to you about this. It's pretty amazing, just like how quickly these AI-generated video content is growing and advancing here. Canada is tackling this. But what's your take overall just right now on how fast this is all kind of evolving?
Yeah, I've noticed that 900% of the content that's on social media right now has been influenced by artificial general intelligence. You've probably seen it from the political arena right down to the education side, where things are actually very interesting to see, but they're also problematic because we can't tell the difference between what's being synthetically created and what's actually of real video. In the recent months, we've seen it part of political discussions right up to the way that people are really advertising the use of how these video generators are going to disrupt Hollywood. And now is the time for us to really step up and understand what the problematic nature could be.
Yeah, and Mohit, Canada just announced funding for 10 AI safety research projects. What exactly are they trying to solve, and how does this connect to the rise that we're seeing in generative content?
Nick, I think we've come to a point now where we can't just speak about artificial intelligence as just being one thing. Unfortunately, on the pop culture side of things, we start to see things like these videos, and we realize that there's a lot of innovation behind them. Canada is a little bit behind when it comes down to regulating some of this use. And so while we do have the safety being invested in, there are so many aspects of safety that need to be considered when it comes down to artificial intelligence. On one hand, there's the media side about spreading of fake news and being disrupted by other countries. And on the other side, we need innovation on the health and regulation and make sure that we're investing properly. So hopefully we're at a point now where we can stop talking about artificial intelligence as being just this one thing, and we can start to silo and benefit from investing in various industries. The safety push is just the start of what we're going to need to do. Other countries are definitely lapping us when it comes down to this innovation and regulation.
Okay, but Mohit, you also think that Canada is kind of uniquely positioned here with an opportunity amongst our AI ecosystem here. So explain a bit about that, because you've clearly outlined the risks here, or sort of the dangers, as it were. But what's our potential advantage here?
Well, we have an educational side, a wonderful history from academia when it comes down to the research of artificial intelligence. We also have a risk there of having brain drain. So think about it this way. If Canada doesn't start to innovate soon enough, we're going to lose the very people that are building some great foundations for the world of AI within Canada. So now we have to start to move towards really pushing, getting industry at the table, and not just let politicians really move how regulation is going to work. So we have an opportunity now because everybody looks to Canada when it comes down to academia with AI. But are we going to push that when it comes to innovation of actual tools? So a lot of workplaces right now are failing to adopt AI. So if you don't actually have AI inside of your work and working with your employees, you're going to lose some of these employees to other companies who are actually innovating faster.
Yeah, it's such an exciting space, but also, as you mentioned, it's this balance between creativity and control, and then you add in the risks. When you say academia, I think of my kids and all the content they're seeing online. So what kind of safeguards or frameworks should we really be thinking about when it comes to AI in media and all forms of communication, really?
That's a great point, Jen. I think three things need to happen right away. One, we need to reboot what the idea of digital and media literacy is in this country. No longer are we in a situation where we can only talk about digital literacy as being avoiding scams or cheating on with ChatGPT. From the school level right down to the corporate level, we need to reboot what this idea of media literacy is. We have seniors in this country who are not aware of how quickly innovation is moving. Soon enough, they're all going to be involved or victims of some form of scams as a result of synthetic media. We have to do that. Plus, we have to make sure that industry is at the table when it comes down to AI innovation. We have, unfortunately, a protectionist issue when it comes down to big tech companies in this country. We need all types of tech companies at the table when it comes down to innovation in order for AI to flourish in this country.
Oh boy, there's a lot to consider there. Okay, Mohit Rajans, really appreciate this insight this morning. Thanks so much for joining us again. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, Mohit.